Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Misguided Penmanship. We're here on another episode of Spooderman. We are going against the kitty cat. We're going against the black cat. And, yeah, so we just got back from learning that I can make Eminem run for his money.
I wouldn't go that far.
Let me have this. Kill yourself. There we go.
Alright, I'm Anthony. Good talk, guys.
I'm Marshall Mathert.
Alright, so
I'm
we
Daniel.
decided we're going to continue with the Am I the Assholes, correct?
Yes, and I
Alright.
have one ready to go.
Alright, hit me.
Am I the asshole for losing a couple of friends because of a huge misunderstanding? I, 19M, recently lost a friend group because of a huge misunderstanding. Back in high school, me and a couple of mutual friends started to hang out together, and it turned into a friend group which I was very fond of. About 3 years passed, and a new guy, Kevin, also 19, came into our group. Initially, I was fine with him. We even hung out a couple of times, but I won't say that I actually liked him. I just always thought he did not fit in since he was a bit awkward around the girls and seemed to have no filter with his remarks or the topics that we discussed. Example, sports and movies. After a couple of months of this and multiple attempts to get him to stop from all of the guys in our friend group, he still had no filter, and by this point we were all beginning to get uncomfortable around him. Most everyone in the group are down-to-earth sweethearts, and I'm guessing that's the reason he stuck around for so long. I became pretty distant with him and started not to invite him to our parties. After a few times of not inviting him, he started to spread rumors about me, but it didn't work since my friends knew me too well at that point to believe him. A couple of days after I found out about the rumors, there was another party to which he was also invited. At the party, after a couple of BVs, I wonder what that means. I pulled him into a room and went off on him. I explained how after months of trying to relate to him, that his unpleasant remarks was creating an atmosphere, and his weird conversations that he forced when we're around the girls made me not invite him to any more parties. I also told him that it was childish to spread rumors about someone, and that if he wanted to be a child, he should hang out with his mom. After the party, everyone got quiet, and I heard from no one for a few days. I tried to check in, and only one friend replied, telling me that Kevin had told everyone what I said, and that I'm an unfiltered bitch since he doesn't have a mom. This was the first time I had heard he did not have a mom, and I'm feeling really bad about what I said. I tried to apologize and explain that I didn't say that with the intention of attacking a vulnerability, and that I had insufficient information. Days have went by with the group divided, with only two of my closest friends hanging around me and the rest hanging out with Kevin while my voice has not been heard. So, am I the asshole?
Kind of.
No.
Actually.
Absolutely not. This guy is not the asshole. So, I'm a little biased when I go into this. So, what's going on right now is a guy comes into your friend group, and this guy is making unfiltered, unsolicited comments and making everyone uncomfortable. Someone has to take the initiative and talk to him about it. Everyone tried.
Oh.
So, what happens next? You go off on him. He had it coming. Do I agree maybe in the way that he did it? No. And he genuinely did not know. This guy has been making unfiltered, unsolicited comments, making people uncomfortable. And yet now the main character is the bad guy because he accidentally made a comment about something that he didn't know?
I would like to retract my statement. I actually agree with you. I did not hear the remark that they had tried to talk to him.
They
So
tried.
I was under the impression that this
All
is the
the
first
guys
instant of
in
them
the
trying to
group
talk to
have
him.
gone and talked to him.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the guys in the friend group talked to him separately.
Okay.
Because he make unfiltered and disgusting remarks to the women.
Okay. Yeah, so no, definitely not the asshole.
My question is, why are the other people in the friend group staying with Kevin? What did Kevin tell them that he actually said?
Yeah.
Something about his dead mom, I guess.
And he said you should hang out with your...
Sorry.
You should hang out with your mom if you're going to be a child. He didn't know that he didn't have mom. What did Kevin tell the rest of the friend group that he actually said?
I have no idea. Oh, it's still better than Spider-Man 2099, I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't like that suit, but like my least favorite suit is Spider-Man 2099. And I will fight tooth and nail because Miguel O'Hara is garbage.
I don't know.
I haven't watched Across the Spider-Verse. Maybe I'll like it if I watch that. Maybe I'll like him for being a dictator in that one. Embracing his true calling. But anyways, maybe he should have just joined his mom.
Jeez.
Alrighty.
Okay,
Next one?
that's a little far.
It was a joke, kinda. Just kidding on that last part.
I don't know why the friend group is still hanging with this Kevin guy.
Like I said, I'm a very biased man when it comes to something like this. Because of several things that happened in my past, where I've dealt with people that split friend groups apart. I've dealt with people that come in and try to do whatever they want to do without the... Why?
I just read that. I haven't
Yo,
done
what's
a
up,
fast travel
Spider-Man?
at all. It's great. Quality content. I always forget that fast travel's a thing.
Why did you do that? You were right next to it.
I know, because it made me think of it. I was like, ooh, choo-choo.
Don't worry about it.
I revoke your choo-choo privileges.
No, choo-choo.
But, yes, so when I was a wee little lad, I had a person come into my friend group, and,
You had friends?
I know, it's surprising. I don't have voices in my head that I just talk to out loud. I'm a very good ventriloquist, so these voices, actually, that you are all hearing, is just me.
Yeah, you diss yourself a lot.
I'm a masochist. Actually, well, it's not
Spider-Man
a masochism,
2?
it's just a degrading, like, thing. I have that. Please, no one that I know watch this episode. But, anyways, so... We'll, call her Ivy, cause that girl is poison. And, so, Ivy comes into my friend group. And she seems overall pretty nice. She starts talking to everyone. She lets people confide in her, like basically like a group therapist. And Ivy is being nice, planting her thorns into everyone. Until one day, well, actually, yeah, one day I decide to confide in her as well. She
Where did you have that grenade?
We all know where she has that grenade.
in
In
her
her
hair,
pocket.
her pocket hair.
That
Hair
actually
pocket?
makes sense.
There's a
It's
pocket.
glowing blue, and no one's questioning it.
It's Spider-Man,
It's also New York.
anyways, so she comes over because she's good friends with my sister, and I confide in Ivy as well. I'm going through some personal matters. This was
Hello?
hello.
I was stuck in the wall.
Hi, Rubble. But I confide in some personal matters with Ivy.
Getting stuck on the ceiling.
Skill issue. That's almost as bad as a story. But so confide in Ivy. It literally the next day, Ivy comes in with this like mischievous smile on her face, and she's like, "I have dirt on every single one of you now, and I will." And careful not to mess with me because she talks.
Choo choo.
Black Cat is getting away. Like that's the problem.
That's what I get for writing in the subway earlier.
Subway servers. So, she comes in with mischievous smiles, talks about how she has dirt on everyone, and also talking about how there was rumors spread about this other kid, and she helped spread the rumors to get them wanting to transfer schools. So basically, just a big mean bully. So to combat this, I'm like, all right, bet. One thing about me is I don't like when people have power over me.
One thing about
I don't like it. It's gross. People being able to tickle me, no. It's bad. But, no, don't do it. Don't do it! So...
Hello?
What? Where was the momentum?
There was none. I got smacked by the rubble.
Oh my gosh. Please do. I
I'm
didn't
in
say
my
that out
speed
loud.
suit, so why can't I go faster?
I mean, speed shoot. Did you use the suit power?
No.
I think you have to go a certain distance at this point, though. Like, I think it's you meet a certain
Yeah, you meet a certain
You
distance and you can start shooting.
have to go a
What?
certain amount of distance. I know because I latched onto the train when I was playing by myself, and I couldn't
Hey,
catch her.
for-
So, anyways, so what did you do to this Ivy gal?
Oh, I didn't do anything. I'm not a man that
Ow.
likes to.
What'd you do to get her not have dirt on you?
Oh, I just said everything.
Oh,
I gathered up my friends. I'm like, all right, guys, sit down. I'm gonna tell you guys a story. And then I looked her dead in the eyes. I'm like, you have nothing on me anymore. So you're gross.
dang.
And she was upset.
She's
fun.
like, damn it.
I was like, yay. She had no dirt on me anymore. Ivy was poison though. And she still messed up a lot of my friends in the end. And then there was a different girl. Different situation. But
I am lucky I know how to deal with anything like that. So
Yeah, no, we really didn't.
I forget that he could stick like that.
This feels pretty human to me.
Whoa.
I know what's on those drives you're stealing.
Look at you.
Do you?
Brawn and brains.
You can't give Hammerhead the last drive. Once
Why
he
not?
has what he wants, your son
That
will
suit
just be
is
elusive.
actually kind of warming up on me, not gonna lie.
I like the details.
I am trying to find any way to not
Give
just
us
stare.
time to find your son.
Well, then get the next one.
Oh yeah, that's
Keep
my
it
job,
going.
ain't it?
Yeah, you want the phone.
You were telling us a story.
Not like that.
Yeah. Well, did you guys give your answer? Who was the asshole in that situation?
Okay.
Oh wait, you all said that, not him.
Not him.
Yeah.
Kevin or Miguel or whatever his name was. I don't remember.
How about your son?
Miguel O'Hara.
Is there a chance I'm going to...
Ooh, this one's gonna be interesting. Am I the asshole for being upset my friend didn't tell me they had a thing for me?
We can talk about
I, 21 female, have been best friends with male, 21 non-binary, since we were 10 years old. We've known each other since we were toddlers and share everything with one another. I first noticed them being off when I started dating at around 15. They'd message any guy I started talking to, warning them that if he hurt me, they'd make him pay for it. Needless to say,
Needless to say.
needless to say, it scared any guys off. I asked them not to do that, and they kind of went silent over it and wasn't mentioned again. Then they started dating someone, L, female, last summer. My friends and I met her a few times, and we started joking how she looked a bit like me and we had similar personalities, etc. I didn't think anything of it and laughed it off. I got along with the girlfriend, and we even hung out without M a few times. They didn't last super long, maybe about 6 months, and one of the reasons Elle decided to break it off with him was because she felt that M chose me over her. I thought it was absurd because from what I've been told, M was bending over backwards for her at all times. Now, I have a few close friends that I trust with anything. M, B, and C. With this, we are very open with each other, and some may find this weird, but I promise it's normal for us. We send each other our nudes, slightly covered, to check if it's hot enough to
that's
send
weird.
That's weird. I'm sorry. This
send
is
to
weird.
whoever you're talking to. We've been doing this forever, and we all trust each other. B messaged me yesterday saying they looked at M's Reddit and they posted on a confession Reddit about having a thing for a friend, and they had secretly been enjoying checking the friend's nudes as they had a crush on her, with screenshots from our conversations. Not of my nudes, just us talking. I felt sickened. I set them in trust that they were being sent to a friend who felt nothing emotional about them like B and C. I didn't send them to be viewed by my friends in a pleasurable manner and felt betrayed that M had allowed me to send them my private pictures when they know they get off on them. When confronted, M said they weren't at fault for developing a crush for me. I didn't have a problem with them having a thing for me. It was never and will never be reciprocated. I just wanted them to at least tell me they didn't want to receive them anymore, which I would have respected 100% rather than violate my trust. B is on my side and thinks M should have at least told one of them so she could give me a heads up. C is on the fence and doesn't want to get involved in the drama. Am I the asshole for wishing I'd been told M was attracted to me before sending my nudes?
I think you shouldn't send your nudes to people.
Okay,
Yeah, I will say I do actually agree with Daniel a little bit there.
so, alright.
I feel like that's an interesting situation of sending nudes to a group of people, because at the end of the day, you really can't trust anyone with something that you don't want public information, right?
The only way to not have anybody view your nudes in a light that you don't want them to see it in is to not send them at all.
We all confidently agree that you shouldn't send nudes to begin with, unless it's a person that you genuinely trust, and let alone maybe save it for like a significant other. But whatever. That I mean, I don't think that's the full verdict of the story though. Like, when it comes down to it, I believe there was a breach in privacy. I believe that the person it's below you.
Oh, is it? That makes sense actually.
I believe that the person that had the situation. Yeah, I believe that the person that posted on the Reddit posted snapshots of stuff and talked about what they did with those things. Though you have full access to it once it's technically yours, you can do whatever you please with it. I don't believe they should have been going around necessarily posting it on Reddit without the consent
Yeah.
of another person.
No, I agree 100%.
That, yes. No, that's a big no.
And also, the thing is when you send a picture, you get rid of all ownership of that picture.
Yeah,
Do
true.
I agree with what they did with it? No. But you have to understand the consequences of what you're doing. You can't just send out things and expect nothing to happen.
Well, and here's the thing. Like, even if they didn't do anything with it, who's to say that they're not, like, on a McDonald's Wi-Fi, right? And then a hacker can take your stuff off your phone through a McDonald's Wi-Fi. Who knows who can gain access to the information on the phone?
And you want to know the best part? I'm willing to bank that they're sending things through Snapchat, and so your stuff's in a vault. If
Yeah.
you send it through Snapchat, your stuff is going to be there. It's not secret. It's all there.
It's not deleted.
So even if they were sending it, also these are one of my favorite scenes when we get to sit down and actually just watch
Live
him
life.
be a human being is always great. Like I know we're talking about this and stuff, but like seeing Spider-Man be able to just eat a pizza, it's always nice. Seeing him be human,
But now, I must destroy you.
and that line right there is amazing.
It's hilarious. There is. Do I think
Hey, I followed up on
that
license.
they're the
It's registered to a
asshole?
storage company owned by one of Hammerhead's old friends. I'm there now.
I understand that they feel that their privacy is breached,
In the
but
meantime,
there were signs beforehand. I don't know.
I do not believe.
I can understand like rose-shaded glasses, right? Like, there's. I feel like both people are at fault here.
Yeah.
I feel like the guy
Yeah.
definitely a lot more because he knew what he was doing, and he did it intentionally. Right?
What do you feel that he's at fault for?
Well, I mean, one, he distributed them.
No, he did
didn't
not.
distribute the pictures.
Okay.
He only distributed the conversations.
That's right. He
Which
distributed
I
everything,
agree
which
with.
is-
He shouldn't have talked about that, let alone shown anybody anything about those messages.
Yeah.
But also, when you put that responsibility onto other people, not the fact that I'm agreeing with this man, I do not like what this man did, but also, if you give away your pictures,
You lose the ownership of
you
said
lose the
pictures.
ownership of said pictures. People can choose not to tell you how they feel about you because that is their choice. If you get upset at someone because they don't want to talk to you about their personal matters, you don't
No.
get that responsibility. You don't get to have that authority over someone else
Yeah.
because it is themselves. So I don't think he's the asshole for not telling her how he feels.
Yeah. So here's another thing. Maybe he didn't want to tell her because he was like, well, now you're going to feel that I breached your trust because I was liking you and you were sending me these things.
Oh, that's a lot of cash.
They were worried that
It's counterfeit.
you don't
How do you tell it looks counterfeit from that far away?
Weird
I don't
is
know.
the idea of Pete being
Hello.
nice to me.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Imagine what it's like for him.
you,
Maybe it'd be
a relationship changes no matter what you say when you give information out like that. Like, you tell somebody that you like them, your relationship changes. It's not going to be exactly the same.
Yes, but the thing is that they are getting upset over the fact that someone else
might help us.
is having feelings about a certain situation that they put themselves in. I don't necessarily agree with the things, the actions that were taken,
Yeah.
but I don't feel as though M should be at fault for how they feel.
No.
Yeah.
Because that person goes and confides in them, talks to them about these things. They did that. How they personally feel is up to their own matters.
Yeah.
So, I think, do we all get our canon verdict spread across? Anybody got any final thoughts that they want to say?
Not really.
No, yeah, no, not really.
Alrighty, so
Okay, got all the shipping company data.
let's do.
That's where they're keeping her son.
Ooh, okay, this one.
I'll look through it
Am I the asshole for wanting my boyfriend to get a better job?
quietly.
We've been together for 7 years. I'm 26, he is 30. I brought up many times how I want to get married and start a family, but don't want to wait until I'm in my 30s. His response is always, we will eventually, or the time will come. He's never been the one to bring up marriage or kids. For as long as we've been together, he barely gets by with his bills, making just enough to pay his share of rent and his car loan. He doesn't have benefits/PTO, so we don't really go on vacation or do new things. I've told him that I know he could get a better paying job with benefits. He has agreed, but he has never job searched himself. Tonight I brought it up again and he flipped out. I said it's been stressing me out that we won't be able to afford starting a family or getting married anytime soon if he stays at his current job. He said, sorry that I don't make enough money for you, and thanks for making me feel like shit. I told him that I don't care if he makes less money than I do, but I don't understand why he doesn't want to get a job where he doesn't have to be stressing about making ends meet all the time. I feel bad, and I didn't mean to put him down, but at the same time, I feel like he thinks I'm just being a snob who thinks I'm better than him. He said, you just think I'm a loser, which is not true at all. I love him, and all I want for him is to realize his potential and to motivate him. I know I still have time to have kids, but how do I know he will step up in the future and be able to help support a family?
Well, while you were
Ooh,
out enjoying
that's a
life,
spicy one.
I was looking
Mhm.
for evidence and trying to find a missing
I mean, I feel like the biggest thing always is communication, right?
I've got
Yeah.
Like, I
something
mean,
to
like,
follow up on.
the
I'll call you later.
female is trying to communicate. And it sounds like he's not necessarily as much, and he gets defensive when it gets
Or
brought up,
maybe
right?
so what? So there's some things, right? What's his? He may not have benefits. What is his responsibilities at this job he's at? Does he love his job? Right? Yeah, there's some questions you need to ask, and that it doesn't seem that he's communicating. Right?
Mhm.
I don't think she's an asshole, and she says that he's not job searching, but how does she know that? Maybe he's not doing it in her view
See,
because he wants to make it a surprise or something.
the thing with this story is two people trying to make things work, but both have different intentions in the end. The problem is that if they don't have the same intentions, you aren't gonna make it. She obviously wants this big family. She wants to have a married life. This man seems kind of comfortable with the situation he's in, not really trying to continue to branch outward.
Well, that's the view of him we're seeing from her.
That is very much true.
We don't know what other stuff's going on in the background with him because we don't have any of this information from him. It also doesn't sound like he's communicating a bunch with her, and he might be trying to figure things out. And the reason he blew up is because he's trying to do something in the background to make their life better, but it's not working out like he thought it would. And so he's upset about that, and then her bringing it up to him made him feel like shit.
And though I can see where you're coming from, you are also now speaking with the intention of saying that this man is automatically doing the good thing as well.
Well, I'm not saying he's doing the good thing. I'm just saying that's a situation that could have been happening, and since they're not communicating, well, he's at least not communicating, we would never know.
I don't.
I don't know if that's exactly what's happening, right? That's a thought, and I gotta view it with... I don't think she's an asshole, right? I don't think he's an asshole. He's upset, and he's not communicating, yes. That doesn't automatically make him a bad person or a good person.
I love the dialogue between the characters so much because it's just Peter.
I think the big overarching thing of that story is that there is a huge lack of miscommunication and lack of just communication, period.
Yeah.
Like, realistically, you can't work out and figure out what you both want and what you both need if you aren't communicating at all.
Yeah.
And
I mean,
if
I understand.
he doesn't want kids, then that's honestly something he should just say.
Yeah, it is. Well, and if you know, there's situations where like you can't have kids, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or you got something that you may give the kids that you don't want them to get. Understandable. But if you got those things, you need to tell your partner,
Mm-hmm.
especially if they want kids and a family.
Because sometimes that is a complete relationship deal breaker for people.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't speak about it and you don't communicate helpfully,
They've obviously been together for a while. If
if she's even
I
considering
thought it was 7 years.
I don't remember. I mean, you're the one who read it, so there's definitely things unsaid,
Yes, they've been together for 7 years.
and you also have to like think, oh well, she's been talking to him about these things, but what is he doing when he's doing these things, right? Maybe he's not paying attention, because that happens.
At the end of the day, I think we all can kind of agree. It comes down to they need to communicate more.
Yeah.
Both of them, neither is necessarily in the wrong, but definitely neither of them are in the right.
Yeah.
The other one's safe. The one down below you.
Yeah, the one at the table.
Okay, yeah, I didn't see it pop up.
But yeah, so that's a thing.
All right. Another one, guys, or
Yeah, we can
Yeah.
okay. Am I the asshole for abandoning my boyfriend in a different state?
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, I will hear more.
I
But
saw this like title, and I'm like, oh, they gotta really have a good reason. This past weekend, my boyfriend, 30, and I, 20, took a road trip to Detroit, Minnesota, to visit some of his family. MI is Minnesota, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. I've known him for a few years now.
Or wait,
and
no,
we've been-
it might. Yeah.
Minneapolis.
Minneapolis is a state? I thought that was a city. Am I stupid?
MI Mississippi.
M-. That's what I meant.
Yeah.
Detroit's in Mississippi? Or is it Michigan? Is it Michigan, guys?
I don't know. Look it up.
I'm doing that right now. It's Michigan. Good job, guys.
I don't remember. I'm like 10 years out of school.
Look at us. I'm like a year out of school. I failed geography. It's fine. Don't worry. Wait, you're in college right now. You're supposed to be the smart one. All right.
Also, it's engineering, not geography.
Ew, imagine going to college for geography. Wow, you can study the land. In Detroit, Michigan, to visit some of his family. I've known him for a few years now, and we've been together for 2. I moved in with him a couple months ago from a town in Iowa to his home in Cleveland, Ohio, and everything has been going well. He does construction work, and I'm an accountant at a local firm. Local law firm. We've been trying to have a baby for some time with little success, and it started to create some tension. My boyfriend's family had been very supportive with our desire to start a family. After I moved in with my boyfriend, I cut off contact with my family because my dad didn't like him. I do miss my dog, but my boyfriend is allergic, so I'll be getting a fish instead. That is compromise. I like this woman. She is doing everything for this man so far. We started our drive on Friday night at around 6 after he got home from work and had the chance to drink a beer. We got in the car and started our drive, putting the arrival to our hotel at around 9 p.m. As we were getting on the highway, my boyfriend brought up the fact that I never helped him around the house. I told him I don't have time for that, my job is very difficult, and I'm quite tired when I get home from work. He told me he was tired of this and he didn't want to have a baby with me anymore, so I decided to tell him the truth. I was supposed to start my period this past weekend, unknown to him, but hadn't, so I took a test this morning and was positive. He didn't say anything except for, please stop the car, so I did, and he got out and refused to get back in, so I decided to go home. Now his family is calling me wondering what happened. Am I the asshole? Oh, that escalated very quickly. You don't clean up your room, I leave me on the side of the road.
You said he had some beers?
He had some beers, and then they were driving home. And then he talked about how she didn't clean around the house. And she responded with, well, my work is very hard. I'm very tired when I get home. And he responded with, I don't want to have a baby with you anymore. And she's like, well, I haven't had my period in 2 weeks. Well, I was supposed to have my period, but I didn't. And I took a test. It was positive. And he's like, please stop the car. And he got out the car.
And then refused to get back.
And refused to get back.
So in this situation, I say no, the poster is not the asshole, because they did try, obviously. If he did not get back in the car, that is by his own choice.
Okay. So, there's a couple things. Right. So he was drunk, and he was. Did he mean he didn't want to have sex with her, and that's why he wasn't? He didn't want to have a baby.
I have no idea what his intentions were when he said that.
He was probably drunk. Let's be honest.
True, very much true. So,
So,
continue.
and then you say he's gonna be a papa, and then he's like, okay, let's stop the car. I need to get out.
Ciao, muchacho. He did tell her to leave. I'm pretty sure.
Did he
think
tell her to
I think I
leave?
read that. He didn't say anything except for please stop the car, so I did, and he got out and refused to get back in.
Yes, I would assume the poster waited a while, tried to get
Okay.
him back in the car, but to no avail.
This person has been showing a lot of commitment. If what they say is true, they have been showing that they are trying to compromise, trying to do what they can, trying to work together and strive through things. Now, the fact that all this happened over the fact that she didn't want to clean her room baffles me, but also there's no way that there's not prelude and context to this.
Oh yeah,
So-
and here's another thing. You said the poster said that he's in construction. Construction's very stressful and hard too, right? It's a hard job.
She is also a law attendant firm, which I don't know what that
She's an accountant at a law firm.
I don't know what that means. It's an account. Numbers. Straining.
They deal with money all day. It's a very mentally draining task. And so, I think it doesn't matter what your job is. You guys need to do stuff around the house together, or else there's gonna create conflict. If they don't have to be equal amounts of work, right? But you need to do stuff. So I don't know.
There's way more to the story that we don't get to see that I can't really make a final verdict on. But what I will say is that she has been compromising before if everything
Yeah.
she said is true. But also, they're
They're like 10 years apart, right? From what I understood.
20, 30, yeah.
20,
They've
30.
been-
That's a 10-year difference.
Been together for 2 years.
2 years. So when she was 18. And he was 28.
Is that math add up right? Oh, I've known him they've known each other for about 3 years, for more than a few years, so 3 plus, and then they've been together for 2. So, yes, technically they got together 2 years ago, 1828.
I can't say anything. My parents are farther apart than that.
I mean, I have a comment to make there because they've known each other for a few years. Because that means he definitely knew her underage.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like this one.
Yeah.
This one escalated very quickly.
Listen, I gave my genuine answer earlier. I feel like Poster is not at fault. Because there's only so much you can force someone to do.
True.
Well, and also, they could have brought that information up when they were sober.
I don't like
I'm not saying that they're not at fault at all. I'm saying, but like in terms of the original question was, am I the asshole for leaving him in another state?
Okay, that no.
No.
That is what I'm trying to boil it all down to, is the original question. Like, is there other stuff that's still like, yeah, this needs a lot of fucking work, you know, to get
I mean,
anything.
when you
resembling
boil it down to what was said, was there anything in the comments for extra information?
I can double check. No, it's just people fucking destroying this person.
You don't clean your fucking room.
Yeah, definitely. Let's go.
That's how.
But-
I'm pretty sure that's like 90% of the Reddit.
Everyone is, this poor person. Everyone is yelling like, why would you leave them behind? You're giving your child not a good, stable home.
Okay. I'm gonna say, let's wrap up this episode.
Alright guys, this has been Misguided Penmanship. We have been so misguided now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
We'll see you guys in the
I'm
next
Daniel.
episode.
I'm sleep.
He's back! No, please!
Bye-bye.
Bye.